What happened at the Fiorano circuit completely exceeded anyone's expectations, even those within the Scuderia Ferrari fold. A session initially designed as part of an adaptation program turned into a day of dynamics, experimentation, and early signals that could determine the future direction of Formula One's most iconic team. When Lewis Hamilton first emerged from the garage that morning, no one really knew how quickly he would adapt to the red car, but within a matter of hours the answer began to form, and the answer was far more complex than simply being fast. From the very first lap, Hamilton immediately demonstrated a highly structured approach. He didn't rush to achieve the best time, but instead gradually built an understanding of the car's every reaction. Every brake, every directional transition, and even how the car responded to the throttle on corner exits were all part of a meticulous learning process. But the difference in character between the Ferrari and the one he previously drove with the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One team was immediately apparent. The Ferrari seemed more sensitive, sharper at the front, but also more demanding at the rear, especially when pushing the limits of grip. In the first few runs, Hamilton was seen making several small mid-corner corrections, something rarely seen when he was fully comfortable with the car. This indicated that he was pushing the limits while learning the car's behavior in real time. And from there, a series of unexpected events began to unfold. At one crucial moment, the car appeared to lose stability entering a fast sector, forcing Hamilton to make a very precise save. It wasn't a fatal error, but it was enough to trigger a swift reaction from the team. The session was immediately halted, and the car was taken back to the garage for in-depth analysis. In the pits, the atmosphere changed dramatically. Discussions were intense, not only between the engineers, but also with Hamilton directly reading the telemetry data. He didn't just offer general comments, but went into very specific technical details, from weight shift during deceleration to how the rear end suddenly lost grip under certain conditions. This was a crucial moment, because it was here that Ferrari began to get a clear picture of what Hamilton needed to achieve optimal performance. After a lengthy evaluation, the car returned to the track with a number of significant changes. And this is where the story began to change. Hamilton immediately showed marked improvement. Lap times began to drop, but more importantly, consistency improved. The car seemed more stable and predictable, and Hamilton began to push its limits more aggressively. He began to drive deeper into corners, brake later, and maximize acceleration out of corners with increasing confidence. But just as things were starting to look better, a new challenge emerged. In long-run simulations, the car's performance again showed inconsistencies. One lap felt very solid, but the next suddenly saw a decrease in grip for no apparent reason. This wasn't just a simple setup issue, but an indication that there were still variables the team hadn't fully understood. Hamilton returned to the pits, and once again, a lengthy discussion ensued. This time, the focus wasn't just on the car's balance, but also on how the tires performed under various conditions. Ferrari responded quickly. They began changing their testing approach, running various scenarios to isolate the problem. Hamilton returned to the track with a different mission, no longer to pursue speed, but to help the team understand the patterns. This is a phase often unseen by the public, but crucial in building a competitive package. As time went on, the pieces of the puzzle slowly began to fall into place. The car again displayed improved stability, and Hamilton began to find his rhythm. In the last few runs, he even looked very comfortable, attacking each sector with confidence. His lap times were increasingly competitive, fueling speculation that Ferrari might have something more than just a minor upgrade. What made this situation even more interesting was how the interaction between Hamilton and the team evolved throughout the day. There was no sense of him having to completely adapt to Ferrari, or vice versa. Instead, it seemed like a two-way process, Hamilton learning to understand the car, while Ferrari began to adapt the car to Hamilton's preferences. It's a rare combination, and if successful, it could be a very powerful weapon. T strong. At the end of the session, as the sun began to set over Maranello, the on-track activity may have ended, but the real work had just begun. Data from the entire session was thoroughly analyzed, every detail examined, every anomaly searched for its cause. Because from just one day, it was clear that great potential was there, but still needed refinement. What happened at the Fiorano circuit that day was more than just one test session. It was the beginning of a long journey that would be full of challenges, experiments, and perhaps even more surprises. The Formula One world may not have seen the final results yet, but the signs are already beginning to emerge. And if all this continues to develop in the same direction, then it's not impossible that the collaboration between Lewis Hamilton and Scuderia Ferrari will become one of the greatest stories in modern Formula One history. A story that began with a surprising day at Fiorano, and could end with something far greater than anyone imagined.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal.